guys, look at this. Wow. Sorry guys, I didn't realize you were here already. Okay, I mean, I can't wait to show you this house. And we have started the tour in a very unusual way on purpose because we can't wait to show you this house. This is the Brockwell. But first of all, welcome to another installment of Property Vlogs. We're here to tour this house behind me. It is a stunning 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom property with an impressive frontage. Very impressive. It's completely symmetrical, as you can see from the front. But is it symmetrical at the back? We'll see more on that later. Starting with what the Brockwell is, it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom property. And right now it's located at the Fairmont development by Spitfire Homes. We're actually in Cheltenham. Yes, and we're surrounded by countryside views. You might hear a couple of birds tweeting. That's the kind of environment that this house is in. So bear that in, guys, because we know you love to leave the comments about location. We've mentioned that we're in Cheltenham, and this is the setting of the home, as you can see. So Fairmont is a collection of bespoke homes by Spitfire Homes, and the Brockwell is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Its approximate size is 1,650 square feet, and at the time of us touring the property, it's listed from £675,000, and that price can go up or down depending on which plot you pick, what type of specs are in the house, and what time you get involved and reserve your plot on plan. But let's get straight into the external tour. We've got striking black windows. Like I said, there's a lot of symmetry here. If you like a lot of symmetry order, this is the home for you. You've got the red brick at the front, and there is a lot of red brick on this development, but there's a mix of other colors, white render as well further down. But this Brockwell we're going to tour has the glass canopy above. So again, this is the modern detail that you're going to see sneaking into the property. We've got planting either side. If you were to buy this particular show home, you would end up having it as is. But this has been added to zhuzh up the property for you. And let's get straight into the tour, shall we? I want to take you inside so we can talk about what's going on internally. So come with me, and we have to imagine that we're welcoming you to your house, and make yourself comfortable because the tour is about to begin. We're going to get straight into touring the Brockwell. So first impressions, we are in the main entryway, hallway, the main core of the house. Behind me is a door. This is the same door that we saw in the front, but it's a dual tone door. So it's black on the outside, white on the inside. You still have that kind of striking handle, that contemporary detail. I like that they've not changed that. They've kept that detail internally. And then we've got the glass fine light, I'm going to call above. We've got a peephole here. That's great for security purposes, and a letterbox at mid-level, which is where I like to see. I like the fact that I'm seeing the switches are done in this kind of like dark nickel effect. So that's usually an upgrade, but again, you know that it's a possible upgrade available at this development. So looking at what we're seeing, I'm going to look downwards, and I can see that I've got the matting on the floor, and we go straight off the matting onto ceramic tiles. They look like they're wood, but they're not. And these are beautiful kind of warm tone ceramic tiles, and they flow through most of the spaces. On my right, your left, we've got the doors, and I'm going to talk about the doors and the architraves and the skirting boards. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with the stepped profile of the architraves, and I like the fact that they continue to the skirting boards, which also have a step profile. And the doors have been done in this kind of panelled effect, and I love the turn of the colour. So the colour is going to be white in your home, but again, they've painted it in this colour for the show home to give you an idea of what you can do. I don't know why people don't paint doors more often, but again, that's lovely to have. You've got the chrome handles and the chrome hinges. So coming straight off the hallway into the downstairs toilet, They've got a wallpapered wall for a focal point. Guys, bear with us, the lighting is dimmed. It's something that you have to be here to really take in the ambience, but it really creates like a really nice, moody downstairs toilet. We've got a sink on a pedestal by Vitra. You've got the tiled splashback there, a little space for a mirror, and then you've got your toilet there, and the faceplate by Vitra, and the hidden system there. Love it. So that's the downstairs toilet. Now, let's look at the next mystery door, which is over here. So opposite the front door is this door here, which is a really nicely positioned store cupboard slash cloak. Again, you've got space there for your BT, your telecoms, your security, and your consumer unit. Because it's a show home, I don't know if anyone's ever asked this question, but the hydrant is because it's a show home. So you won't have that in your actual house. You can fit it out in shelving if you want to, and have that as a fully dedicated cloak, storeroom, boot room. Coming straight off there is we're coming into our study slash office. Yes, playroom, den, cinema room, spare room, maybe, with a little fold out bed. Yeah, your imagination can really run wild. So it's a modestly sized room off the main hallway. That's what this space is, and the beautiful Spitfire bespoke joinery has been done here to really give you an idea of what you can do. I love the kind of the push and pull. Like, this is a really chunky piece of furniture, but they brought the space outwards and inwards, kind of create that illusion of depth. I love the play, and I love the high level shelving and keeping stuff off the floor, which makes the space feel even bigger. But again, a desk and a table could easily be accommodated in the space. There's a radiator, and there's obviously lots of ample light, and this room benefits from being right off the front access to the property. So again, you can see who's coming, the post, you can get it quite easily, and it's a really good location for a home office. Now I'm going to back you out, and now I'm going to come back into here and talk about this main space. So again, this is such a Spitfire detail. Yes, I know every house that's multiple level will have a staircase, but this is the Spitfire detail. This curvature on the bottom tread and making that like a wooden tread, and doing that is such a nice little touch, and they always do it in their homes. So if you ever want a shortcut into guessing who is the developer, that's a good way of checking. And obviously they obviously love these solid wood balustrades and newel posts, and we'll show you more on that later. But the next room I want to take you into is over here. Ooh, okay. A little bit of our first impressions, like our genuine first impressions. Obviously, we've studied these homes on plan, we've looked at them, we've been into many of them, but some of the rooms, this would be our genuine first reaction to them. So this is a square-shaped living room. Now, this breaks my own personal rules because I tend to prefer rectangular floor plans, but Spitfire Homes always makes these layouts work, and I'll tell you why. There's nothing wrong with a square footprint. It's just usually harder to figure out where the focal point is. However, the size of this room is so big that you can actually have multiple options. It's not like a tiny room where the sofas are touching each other and you kind of feel like it's a bit pokey. It's not like that. You can create your focal point like they've done on this wall and still have an armchair that's slightly angled away and a large piece of work on that wall to create a secondary focal point. I love this. I love that concept. And I think Spitfire Homes, well done. You don't have to follow the rules to a T, especially when you don't have the restrictions of space. We've got two large coffee tables here. We've got an armchair. You could fit another armchair there, or you can rotate everything around. Did you notice that the radiator has been painted to match exactly with the color scheme? I love that. But again, there's space for a radiator there, keeping the space nice and warm. I love the floor to ceiling curtains. The decor is an obvious 10 out of 10. And then you've got these bifolding doors, which are metal framed, which also gets an extra tier of points from us. Behind the curtains, before I forget, there's another set of radiators. There's another radiator there. So again, the whole room is adequately heated. And did I mention that it's by an air source heat pump, which we'll show you more on later. So let's go back into the main hallway. There's so much more house to show you. Again, over 1,600 square footage of space. So there's so much more to show you. And through this space is our downstairs dining, kitchen, living open plan space. The lighting's not really doing it justice on camera, guys. That space is so lovely, and it kind of giving me a bit of a snug vibe because it's very intimate, but because of the fact that the light bulbs are actually quite dimmed, I'm not sure how it's coming on camera, but let's start over here. You can see that it's actually a triple aspect room. So right now it's quite early in the day. We're getting lots of direct sunlight from this elevation of the property. We're looking at views of the front of the property. And I'll tell you more about the lighting in a second because you're in another space, which I'll talk about shortly. The dining area, as you can see, is staged as a 6-seater, but with an end chair, could be 7 or 8-seater with 2 end chairs. Again, it's a really nicely kind of proportioned space. It makes it so logical how you can arrange the furniture. You're going to go this way, or you could go that way, or choose a circular table. I think it's a really good size. And again, it's up to you whether you want to make this the dining or whether you want to make that the dining on the far end. I love it proportion wise. And then they've brought out this bit of wall to kind of make it kind of very enclosed, but without kind of closing it completely off. So it's very suitable for someone who likes open plan but likes a little bit more privacy. So starting with the kitchen, this is the second aspect. This is looking at your private driveway leading to your private garage. So let's start off by talking about the kitchen by looking at this part of the kitchen, and then we'll work over there because there's more. So I love this worktop. Again, I think it is actually genuine stone, so it's a material selection that you can have. I love this display option here. So it's making the kitchen not just a very functional, practical space, but something that's to be enjoyed visually as well. So that wraps all the way around. They've also used that same worktop to create the upstand. We've got wall-mounted cabinets that go almost all the way to the ceiling. So they're very tall, giving you so much space. And I just want to zoom in on some of the boring aspects. These shelving heights can be adjusted to suit, if you have tall glasses or things that you want to store, you can move them accordingly. There's so many holes that you can adjust that into, and then they're lit underneath. You've got a window right where you need it, right near your prep space, right in front of your sink, so you can just look at what's happening around you and get that light coming through. But again, it's fully tiled, so it's protected from the water. And the wet area over here, we've got a single stainless steel sink by Abode and a mixer tap with a swivel here. Makes it easy to do the washing. And then we've got a dishwasher here by Bosch. There you go. And then we've got storage all the way underneath there. And you can see it's like a navy blue, a rich navy blue on the outside, but on the inside it's like a dark grey. It's dual toned and it's done in a very modern shaker style finish with a very slim profile. I love these kind of polished brass cupboard doorknobs as well. And then this is our induction hob area. This is where our extractor fan lives. And then this is our splashback for that area. So it's so subtle, you wouldn't even know that's what's happening. Inside this area, they've still utilized all the space. So you can have your spices stored all the way to the top there. Again, we've got a cutlery drawer here there and a utensil drawer, more storage underneath there. And that wraps around with some more storage, of course, and your caddy there, your bin caddy. I love that. We've got a USB socket there in that beautiful nickel effect. Oh my gosh, can you see this? I don't know if the camera can pick this up. I've just spotted this. Maybe Brian can come close. I love this wallpaper. It's actually a genuine suede material. That's very indulgent, isn't it? I love that. And I love the wraparound nature of this. There's more kitchen to show you. So let's spin around. So opposite that area, that U-shaped kitchen, we've got the circulation, obviously. We've got over here our fridge freezer arrangement. Again, beautiful, beautiful configuration and very easily accessed off the rest of the space. You've got a double oven arrangement here and then kind of like a larder slash cupboard pantry over there. It's just ample storage for food and produce. And then that leads us onto our living area over here. You could actually make this into a bit of a breakfast bar if you wanted to. If you really wanted to, you could easily put some stools here and have the sofa maybe facing the main space, or you can have an L-shaped unit here, and then this could be your focal point above there. But again, things like the pendants, the position of lighting, sockets, switches, usually can be changed if you buy your plot off plan at a time where they haven't put those in, and you obviously negotiate that with the developer. But I do want to mention these two windows either side. They're calling for this to be the focal point, aren't they? So these would bring so much light into the space, and also this is your third aspect. And I think this is where you'd get that evening sunlight. Once the sun has moved around the home, this would be your kind of cozy, well-lit space. Now, leading off there, we've got our kind of utility boot room, laundry room. There's a space there for appliance, or you can put like, a cat bed or a dog bed. And then this is where your boiler lives. Look at that chunk of unit. The commitment to making sure it ties in with the rest of the aesthetics of the home is 10 out of 10. We've got a door going to the garden. Pause on that for a second, but spin around with me. Underneath here, there's a little cubby hole utilizing even more space underneath the staircase. And there's a worktop, so that's another space you can put an appliance with a little bit of like a little shelf for folding items. So back to this door, I love the fact that it's fully glazed, so it's like a window, it's a window door, bringing lots of light into here. So when I close off the door, I don't feel like I'm like in darkness, and it leads us straight into our garden, which we're going to show you the garden tour right now. And now I'm going to show you the access to the garden, past your own dedicated electric vehicle charging point, down your private driveway, and your own dedicated garage. And I love the garage doors on that. Love those. Attention to detail. And through this timber fence is your garden. So welcome to the rear garden tour. We've got the paved area here, and you can see here you've got the doors from that main space internally, the other additional doors there, and they're all done in the striking black, just as we saw in the front. And then you've got the brick detailing, the gable at the back, and the air source heat pump here that we mentioned earlier. You've got the rest of the garden will be lawn, but you can see here they've kind of zhuzhed it up for it to look extra nice for your viewing. You've got the raised kind of decking there with the seating area. It's just for you to get an idea of what you could do with your garden. But again, things like some of the features in the landscaping can be purchased as an add-on now. So I love that. So you have to speak to the sales team to find out more about that. But that is something you can add on if you just want to come in and have your garden ready. So that's the garden tour. So let's get straight back inside the house. All right, that was quite nice. So that was our garden tour. Now let's take you up one floor. All right, so we made it to the landing. We were deliberating which of the bedrooms to show you first because there's so much awesomeness in store. Okay, but let's start off with what we normally do, which we talk about the landing and the staircase. The staircase is a U-shaped staircase. The staircase is a U-shaped staircase with a few winders on there. You can really see all the way down. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, the placement of this mirror, this very beautiful, oversized mirror, I should say, not beautiful. It is beautiful, but I'm talking about the size of it, allows us to look all the way to the front door. I love that idea. Again, it could have been a gallery wall, or you could have like another feature lighting kind of dropping down here. I think there's so much you could do with this, but I love that option to put a mirror there. Again, great idea. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the size of the landing. It's a good width. The carpet is absolutely plush. There are no squeaks, and that's the case with these Spitfire Homes. You've got a radiator. But let me show you one of the rooms here. And guys, it was so difficult for us to choose which one was our favorite room. You obviously haven't seen all the rooms on this floor, but we'll ask you a question at the end and see what you think, which one should be the primary bedroom. But this is a contender. Look how the proportions play out on this floor plan. So if you come into this space, you've got a super king size bed here, right? With an oversized bed headboard. You've got a pendant light dropping above, and you've got two bedside tables either side. I like the focal point option with a paneled wood either side. I love this. This is gorgeous. Okay, so we've got all of this space to play with and views of the rear garden. You've got a space here with a chest of drawers, a radiator, and this large picture window. And you could just see that relationship with the outside and inside. You know, I always think a good primary bedroom has those private views. Then we've got ample storage with a wall-to-wall wardrobe space here with two double wardrobe widths. I would say this is probably like a double wardrobe plus another with a sliding mirror. So that's ticked two boxes. And it has its own private ensuite, which I'm going to show you in a second. We've got the chrome towel rail over here, a window, again, check, check, check. Beautiful kind of marble effect ceramic tiles all the way throughout, including the floor. A large double shower there with a handheld device by Vitra. Again, the sanitary wares by Vitra, including this floating sink, easy for you to clean underneath. There's a shaver socket here as well and ample storage space there. Okay, so yeah, bear that in mind and don't forget this image. Now let's go and look at the rest of the house. The next room I'm going to show you is this one over here. And guys, look at this. Wow, look at this. I feel like I'm underwater, or like there's a bit of, it's a mix of like feeling like you're in like a underwater sea world meets candy floss fairground, bubble gum, kind of very nice, light and airy with a bit of fun. Loving the color scheme and the decor. It is 10 out of 10. But also, it's such a nicely proportioned room and well lit. You've got this whole wall where you could have wall to wall. I say wall to wall, from where my hand is to the wall, two sets of two wardrobes, two sets of double wardrobes, a double wardrobe there and another double wardrobe there, or a full unit here, all the way down there. So storage is, that's a big box checked. You've got a radiator here, and the artwork there could be swapped out for a TV if you're a TV watcher. You've got these two large picture windows. Again, you are benefiting from the countryside views and that privacy from that full planted screen there of trees, just kind of like giving you that ultimate quietness and privacy to your bedroom, which is what you'd like. I like the low level sills as well. But again, if you're somebody that you do prefer more of a traditional window, you can obviously apply privacy screens to the bottom half of those easily. But I love having that full height kind of modern window because it's not something you see in every house. And it fits a king size bed as well, easily. So that's the other bedroom. In here, we've got our hot water cylinder, which I'm just going to show you. Some people do want to see this stuff by Daikin. It powers all the showers and radiators. And we've got our family bath here, which I am loving. Not sure if how it's coming up on camera, but the lighting is lovely. It's like a warm glow to everything. You've got your large bathtub there. You've got your your bath mixer there. You've got an ample display shelf there, hidden cistern toilet, floating sink, shaver socket to the family bath. I like that. So that's something maybe you can discuss if it's not a standard fixture. And then another large shower there. Love it. Spotlights throughout and a chrome towel rail. Heated towel rail. So coming down back, this is another bedroom. Yes, another bedroom. Again, they've already placed the standalone wardrobes for you to get an idea. And then it's kind of like the mirror to the other room, maybe slightly smaller. It's got the windows facing that beautiful countryside view, which you can see only when you get really close up to the window, which means you can still have that privacy because of those mature trees there. I love this room. You've got I keep saying super king. You've got a king size bed, guys, and a double bedside table arrangement. So that's great. So one person could sleep in this room or two people. I think it's a really nice size and really nice orientation. Now, this is what got me scratching my head. Is this the primary bedroom? Time for us to see. So come into this space. We're going to work in through the bedroom, come back and then finish in the ensuite. So coming all the way into here, it is dimly lit. It's creating that ambiance and that mood. You can see here you've got another super king size bed, two bedside tables, a large dresser at the foot of the bed with still about a meter of space, kind of uninterrupted flow. You've got the radiator and then a window facing the rear garden as well. I'm like, how is this house achieving all of these boxes? And then just in case you wonder where the wardrobes were, this is your kind of full wardrobe unit with the sliding doors. Wow, and it's a deep unit as well. So lots of storage space there, a great wall for artwork. And then they've created, just in case that wasn't enough, they've created a bonus kind of getting ready or like reading nook or like a makeup area right here. I love that. It's tucked away really nicely. Again, that could be a nice coffee space if you need your coffee in the morning. Have a little kettle there and a mini fridge can really bring kind of like luxury hotel living to your own little private primary suite. And then this is the ensuite to complement that space. You've got a three-piece suite, you've got your shower there in the corner, a sink, floating sink, the toilet, just like we saw in the other rooms. The same quality with like a different twist. The tiles are different. So we've gone with like a bit of like a greyish stone effect. I love it. And then we've got the shaver socket there and then the handheld shower there. Comes with a soap dish already. That's really helpful. And then this one has a window, bringing in lots of light and natural ventilation. So now, oh, and before I forget, there's also a chrome towel rail. Now, you can see what our dilemma is. So this is option one and the other one. Actually, come with me. Let's go back. This is unusual for property vlogs. Let's go back and finish in this room. This is option number two. Both have en-suites, both have space for king size beds, both have ample storage for wardrobes. Which one is your chosen primary ensuite? Primary suite? Let us know in the comments below and let's see if we agree. But most of all, thank you so much for watching this tour with us and joining us on this channel. We do so many Spitfire homes, so many other developers as well, and we'd love to have you on this journey. Subscribe so you get notified when our next video pops up next week. But before you leave, leave a like, a thumbs up on this video, and then click on the screen because there's going to be another amazing tour popping up right now. Bye.